Okay, so I'm back. I'm sorry, I lost my feed, so I had to start back up again. But let me see if I can get my camera set. All right, so I'm back. I'm back. This is part 2 of my live on today. So come on back in. I do apologize. I had to move my camera and I lost my feed. But I do want to show you the progress of my container gardening. Okay, there's a bee around me. Come on. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a few minutes to come on back in. You have your phone, mommy? Okay. All right, so we're back live with our container gardening. And so what we were talking to you about was if you do not, let me go this way. So if you don't have a backyard, a side yard to grow vegetables in the ground, or simply don't want to grow in the ground, then you can plant in containers. And so I'm not specifically going to talk today about the types of containers. You can go back to my video on how to start a container gardening where I give you information, tips, and tricks to growing in containers on a deck, a balcony. This is actually a makeshift table that we planted, that we set up in the yard because we did not want to have our pots on the ground um, because of stray cats. We decided to elevate it somewhat. But I want to go around and talk about the things that we have planted. And again, this container garden might be, I'll say, the in-ground is 17 days. So this may be, I'll say, what, 21, 22 days, Ma? About 22 days of our container garden. So I'm going to move the camera around and show you our progress. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And it's hot out here, y'all. So first we're going to start with, this is, back it up, after 22 days. And this is what we're looking for. Oh, let me look right here. Let's see if you can see that. Right there is our little squash starting to form. Right there. So that's what we have after 22 days. And then we have another little squash coming up. You can see that right there. And then let's see what else we have. We have sweet peppers, and there's nothing quite yet, but we have the little blossoms. So the little blossoms tell me that something is about to start. And this is our tomato plant. This is Bush Goliath hybrid tomato. 22 days. And look, right here. Can you see that? We have some little tomatoes right here. Can you see that? We have tomatoes already on the plant. Now, I don't know what mom planted here, so can't tell you what that is. And then this is a new tomato plant that mom just put in probably like a week ago. So there's nothing there yet. And we're here. We've got zucchini, squash, and you can see some little shoots. They're about to form. And again, this is 20 something days old. Now let me go back around the table. And I want to show you, these are peanuts. Now we have peanuts in the garden, but we love peanuts. So we have them in our in-ground garden, and we also have them in this metal container. So mom purchased this metal container from, where'd you get this container from, Ma? She got this, she purchased this metal container from Walmart, and it actually has a hole in the bottom. So you can see right here, I want to show you this. Okay, and the hole in the bottom, mom is yelling from the porch. It's good for draining. Peanuts need to be wet or dry. They like hot weather. Okay, peanuts. Mom is yelling because she's gotten hot and she's like, I'm going to sit on the porch. But peanuts like to be in hot. They like to grow in a hot climate. So right here you can see that the peanut they need to grow in a dry. Um, the area needs to be well drained. The soil needs to be dry for them to grow. So as you can see right here, the peanuts are busting through the earth. So let me see. They bust through the earth. And of course, you know, peanuts grow underground. And so we'll be pulling these when it's time to harvest our peanuts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 hills in here. And then we also have peanuts in here. They haven't come through yet, but they're underneath, and we're looking forward to them coming through. And I just want to show you what mom is growing them in. A kiddie pool. She placed holes. You can see here. She placed holes on the side of the pool and holes as well underneath the pool to give it great drainage. And so this is yellow bell pepper, and they haven't started coming up yet, but you see we have blossoms, which lets me know something is coming up real soon. So let me put my camera back in place. So my camera is back in place, and I'm going to come in front of the camera. So as you can see, it's easy to grow in containers. These are regular flower pots. We have a kiddie pool. We have a metal little container, little trough-like container that we're growing our vegetables in. In this area of the yard, as we said, your plants, your vegetables need at least a full 6 hours of sunlight. So this is just an open area in our yard. There's some pine trees. This is going to give them 6 hours of full sunlight. And then because of the pine trees, later on in the evening, this area of the yard is going to be shaded. Now, we put this purposely on a makeshift table, and if at any time it seems like our plants are getting a little bit too much heat, then we can move them under the pine trees, or we have lots of trees. We have lots of space that we can move them in. We have them on the table. We can move them if there's a strong wind or anything coming. We have them where we can move them rather quickly. But we're excited about the growing season, and I hope that this video encourages you, motivates you, and inspires you to start your gardening. at home, whether it's in the ground or in a container. And some of you have written me and said that you all were looking into getting into gardening. So I'm excited about that. I want you to write me, send me a message, send me something via my email. Look in my Abouts tab. You can find my email for this channel. Email me, send me some pictures. Let me know how your container gardening or your indoor gardening is coming. If you need advice, I'm not a pro gardener. Mom is the professional, but I'm learning what she's giving me because it's a skill that we all need. I feel we all need. I think it's beneficial for us to grow our own vegetables when we can. And also, it's beneficial that you can do this with your kids. You can do this with your grandkids. This would be a great project. One of the women that I follow on YouTube, one of the content creators, she yesterday she was showing a video where her son was picking out plants to start his own gardening, his own container gardening, and I think that's a wonderful idea, uh, that you get your kids into gardening. There are things that we typically did as African Americans that we have lost throughout the years, but this is something that my grandparents always did. My grandparents, until they were, whew, I'm talking about 60 something, 70 something, my grandparents always had a garden. That's one thing that they always did. And my mom, as most of you may know, is the 14th child out of 14 children. And the Lord blessed my grandparents to raise 11 of them to adulthood. So they needed a garden. It was part love and part necessity to feed all of those mouths that they had to feed. But they taught all of their children how to plant gardens, how to have their own fruits and vegetables. And like I said, 17 years ago when my father passed, I was like, Mom, we had never had a garden in of our own. We always went and helped my grandparents in their garden. And so I said, Mom, let's start a garden. And it has been something that my mom and I have enjoyed over the last 17 years. Even though last year we did not plant in ground, during the pandemic, we did not plant in ground, but once we decided that we were going to plant, even during the pandemic, we planted in our containers. And so this year, we thank my cousin Hubba, Willie James, because we always call him Hubba, but we thank him for coming and tilling our garden. And I'm loving, you see me looking this way because my garden is there. I absolutely love that our garden is growing, it is thriving, and we will continue to pray that the Lord blesses us with a great harvest because I love my corn and my speckled butter beans. I can taste right now the corn with some shrimp and some sausage and some white potatoes. Y'all with me? I know you're with me. I can taste that right now. So let's pray that our garden continues to thrive. And so don't worry, we'll come back with updates. When we are harvesting, we'll come back with an update and show you what is growing, what's doing well, and what needs to thrive. We're in zone 8. So if you're watching me from another part of the country, first thing you want to do is find out which zone you're in, what fruits, vegetables thrive in your zone. Find an area in your yard, your deck, uh, time it, see how much sun it gets. Make sure that you know how much watering you need to make sure that you're committed to making sure that your plants are watered correctly. So this is one of the reasons why we save these little tags and we don't throw them away, because it's going to tell me, like for example, the yellow bell sweet pepper tells me planting depth, container deep, and it tells me maturity in 70-80 days after planting, and my spacing should be 18 to 24 inches apart. Full sun, 6+ hours. So make sure you don't throw those away. So that way, if you're rushing, you'll know exactly how much sun you need, how to plant it, how to care for it, how to maintain it. So we make sure that we keep these. If you're planting from seeds, Make sure that you keep those little packets. I'll make you a little ledger. Put it on your phones if you need to, but have you a little ledger so that you know what to do. Also, we added eggshells. Eggshells are great for making sure that the pH of your plants are at the whether they need to be acidic or alkaline. Eggshells help in giving you the optimum pH for your plants. So whenever we cook, we just save our eggshells and we just throw them in there to help us with our plants. So I think that's it. We're thriving. I still need to find out from Mom what is in those two containers over there. We also have lettuce, but it's all is. Those are butter beans. She's yelling, y'all. It's butter beans. So she also planted some more butter beans. We love butter beans. And I'm hoping that we get a harvest because you know I'm a pastor, and several of my parishioners have already claimed a pot of speckled butter beans. I'm not going to call any names, but they know who they are. They have already claimed a pot of speckled butter beans. So I really need them to grow so that they can have their pot of speckled butter beans. But over on the other side, we also have lettuce, but I'm not going to take the camera over there. But I have a big tree in my front yard over that side, and my lettuce is moved over there. Lettuce can grow outside in the plant in a pot, but lettuce can also grow in your home. Inside your home, you can grow lettuce. Lettuce does not like overabundance of summer heat, so we moved it under a tree that stays shaded the majority of the day. And so therefore the lettuce can thrive more in that spot that has a little bit more um, shade because it's not as heat tolerant as some of the other vegetables that we have over here. So we'll show you that at another time. Again, I'll take pictures of my container gardening, my in-ground gardening. I'll post those on my community tab. And I hope that you have enjoyed, whether you're watching me live. Oh, Brother Josiah, thank you so much. I'm just reading my comments. I'm just talking away. Thank you, Brother Josiah, for coming in. He's on here laughing. Brother Josiah is hot out here. I'm sweating already. And thank you so much for coming in. And yes, it is a great hobby for us to have. And so, you know, Brother Josiah, you get ready to go in the military. Maybe you'll have a deck balcony and you can plant some fresh tomatoes, and that'll be something lovely that you can have. Or some cucumbers. Plant those and you can have those. So that's all for me on today. It's hot. I need something to drink. I shampooed my hair. I have to do that today. But I thank you for your time, my Priceless family. Please note that I'm close to my next milestone on my channel. My next milestone is to reach 1,250 active subscribers. So when I reach that point, I will be giving away a $75 gift card to one of my lucky subscribers. And you'll have more information when we are getting just a little bit closer about the requirements for that $75 gift card. I hope that it will be received in the spirit of love in which I'm giving it. And I can't wait to see who will win this gift card. This has been an exciting journey with some ups and some downs, some highs and some lows here on YouTube. But for the most part, I love sharing my love of home decor, cooking, baking, vlogs, shopping hauls, gardening, and also worship, whatever's going on in my life. I love sharing it with you, my Priceless family. And most of all, I hope that it inspires and motivates you to do something that you love. It may not be the things that I love, but motivates you every day to do something that you love. Life is short and life is sweet. And let's make every day, every moment worthwhile. And as always, stay priceless, my Priceless family. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Mother's Day is coming up. And if you're looking for a Mother's Day gift, make sure to check out my video from Tavisi and check their website and see if there's something unique handcrafted 3D wood carvings, or anything else. They have jewelry, they have metal artwork. Maybe there's something that you can find from from that site. And also, don't forget to use my coupon code Katrina15 for 15% off on your purchase. Mother's Day again is coming up. And so stay to the channel, stay tuned. Make sure your post notification bells are set to all. I have some Mother's Day ideas coming up that I want to share with you, my Priceless family. And of course, you know everything I share is cost conscious. No matter what your budget is, I want you to be cost conscious. Okay? So thank you for your time. Let me check, see if I have anybody else I need to speak to. Thank you. Yes, Mom is saying they must be praying for a great harvest. Let's pray. Yes, Mother, they are, because I have multiple people at the church that want a pot of speckled butter beans. We'll see. We'll see. Have a wonderful Saturday and look forward that if the Lord tarries and you remain, make sure you worship somewhere on Sunday morning. And if you have nowhere to worship, then come and worship with me. I'll post my church information in my community tab, as well as we'll be Facebook Living, YouTube Living. I'll post that information in my community tab. If you live in another state or live where you can't come and be in person, I invite you to worship with us on tomorrow. That's how I reset my week. I reset my week in worship. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and remember, you are absolutely priceless. I already look forward to seeing you on my next video. God bless.